welcome back to my channel. It's Cassandra here, and today we have a book review, okay? I have a book review and a reading vlog for The Ruins. So this was highly recommended. It was all over BookTube being like, I think you guys are crickets. There we go. So I got this off of YouTube. People were like, oh, it's great. It's so gruesome. Also, sorry for my voice. So gruesome, it's great. So basically there's a story of friends. There's two couples. They meet this German guy. They went to Cancun in Mexico to have holidays. This German guy goes, oh, my brother's went missing, but I think he went to like those ruins a little bit further away. And I kind of want to go and find him. They also made friends with like a group of 3 Greek guys. They don't speak Greek, they don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, so they just like have a great time together, which is fine, fair enough. And so they all decide to go on this adventure. So 2 of the Greek guys stay in a hotel because they were hangover, whatever, missing in action fishing or something like that. And the story takes from there. So we have 2 couples, a guy that's basically the one that he's the main reason why we actually went there. We were looking for his brother. And they are on this adventure to the jungle to find those ruins because apparently this German guy's brother went with these archaeologist girl there to find her, whatever. So what I wanted to say is that if you are a faint of heart, I don't recommend. Or if you really like gruesome and nasty things, that might be for you. But I think it's still not as high on my disgusting list, like in comparison to the books that I've read before. I have a high threshold for disgustingness, okay? So that was my view. I think the book, considering that the book is about 520 something pages, I think the book could have been 300 pages and it would have been fine. I do think that some of it really dragged, and you guys are going to see it in the clips later on. But altogether, I would give it about 4 stars. It's a good read. Like I say, I wish 3.5 to 4 stars. I would say it could have been half the length. There were a few moments where I was like, I can taste disgustingness, which was great. So if you are new to like gore and body horror and things like that, that might be a good book for you. I do want to watch a movie with my fiance. Apparently movie isn't great, but I love cheesy, like really bad horror. I don't know why, it's just like a thing for me. So that is kind of my review. I think it was fine. In some moments it was a little bit slow, but we needed the atmospheric kind of situation to go. I would recommend to read it if you were new to it, but if you've read a lot of like disgusting horror, I don't think that's going to necessarily knock your socks off. I'm guessing depending on your fears, but solid read. And now let's get on to the reading vlog. Guys, so we are about to start The Ruins. I know nothing about it. I'm half in the shade because I'm under a umbrella because I'm not trying to burn my face. So this is what I'm doing. I've been sat outside. I finished And There He Kept Her, and now I'm just onto that one. Like I said before, all I know about the book is that it's set somewhere in the Mexico jungle, and some guys are go for like an adventure, and then they get like stalked or something by the natives. That's all I know. I don't even know if that's the right description, so I guess we will find out. So let's go. Okay guys, so this is my second update and I am 78 pages in. One, I realized the book has no chapters. Irks me because I just want to sit and read the whole thing because I feel like it's weird not to have somewhere to stop, okay? So that was the first one. Second, I actually know what the book is about now, at least a little bit. So now we have a group of, so we have 2 couples that go to Cancun and they meet this German guy and they meet like those 3 Greek guys and they all kind of get along. They don't necessarily speak each other's languages, but they just hang out together and things like that. And so the German guys decide to be like, oh, guys, well, my brother was here with me, but something happened. We had an argument and he decided to go away, something to do with a girl. And he decided to go away to like this mines because she is an archaeologist. And so would you guys like to join me? I'm going to go and find him. He left me this map and this note. And everyone goes like, oh my God, it's going to be great. Let's go and see all those beautiful ruins in, I want to say is Cobna with like a little apostrophe on top or something like that. So I don't know how you pronounce that. But basically that's kind of what I got, and they just started their journey over that way. They are in a jungle basically. But what did I do? I went and I watched the trailer for the movie. I've watched probably 30 seconds of it because I didn't want to spoil everything because I wanted to make it up in my own head. But just kind of seeing the vibe was basically what I was imagining. So that's kind of where I'm at. My fiance said that he is happy to watch the movie together. The movie came out in 2008. So I might include like a little anecdote of how I felt about the movie, because I would really love to do this for like horror books and thriller books, to watch the movie if there is one, to see which one was better, or if it was the way I expected it, or if it made more sense, things like that. So I'm going to carry on. I still have a little bit of time before my fiance comes back home, and I want to do some practice driving lessons. So that's what I'm going to do. And yes, that's it. Today's been very, very productive day. So let's carry on with the reading. I want to make it like at least 150 pages hopefully tonight. So let's see what we can do. Hey guys, so it's the next day. I've read till about 150, 160 pages last night, and then I let it go. And then this morning, it's almost 6 o'clock. I've done everything that I needed to do for the day. I was reading outside, but I just haven't had that kind of get going about it. I don't know. I just found it so slow to start with a book. So the group of 6 friends all went to, also my patio door is open. So if you see me being blown away, it's because of that. So all those 6 friends are going to this jungle. The taxi driver like charges them extra and goes like, come on, pay me the same amount of money. I think it was like $15, and I'll take you back. This is no good. Don't go. Like, just turn back now, right? They all keep going. So they start going, and they walk past this like little village full of Mayan people, basically like the native people that live around, that I would assume. They don't speak English. They don't speak Spanish, Mexican, I don't know. They don't speak any language that they can communicate. So they have a German guy, they have a Greek guy, someone can speak a little bit of Spanish, and they obviously all speak English, but they can't communicate with them. They don't speak and stuff like that. So they kind of get this weird vibe, walk away, and they start going back, whatever, what are we going to do, blah, blah, blah. And for now, they're kind of irritated, like we're 11 or 20 miles away from like one town where we can actually go back to Cabo, or no, Cancun, that's where they were. And then they find like this hidden path and start going, and the people from the village start to follow them, and they're kind of like surrounded-esque, and they start backing up because they just seen the pyramid or whatever, the ruins that they were going to. And to start with, the guy is like trying to get them to get out, but they start to back away towards the pyramid, and once they like crossed a certain line that they couldn't see, the guys are like, bows, guns, everything, being like, you're not coming back, basically, without communicating. As they try to step forward towards them, they're like, So they basically are forced to get up this little pyramid thing, those ruins, and they're basically stuck there. On their way, or around their way, they try to go down so obviously you go up, there's going to be a clearing, down. So as they go to the clearing, they're trying to get out the other way. They find the guy that they basically came to save. They find his body, and he's all covered in those vines, but it looks like a lot of his body is already, as if it happened, as if he passed a while back, but he's all covered in that. So they make it up to the little clearing. There's like a couple of tents, and all of a sudden there's like a hole in the middle, and they can hear a phone. So they're like, oh, is there a rope, blah, blah, blah. Try to get down to find it. The Greek guy goes down. Turns out that the rope snaps because the vines that are like everywhere basically on that little pyramid they have like this sap inside that basically like burns through things. It's like acid on your hands or anything like that, so it burns through the rope, and the guy falls down. Later on we find out that he broke his back actually. So the big chunk was trying to get him out of it, and I think that was a little slow for me. And now we are past the first night, and you can see the dynamic of like the survivors, the people that probably won't survive, and things are starting to happen. And I would assume that the vines are going to be the most important thing. And as you guys can see in my cover, it kind of like that's how they wrap. But the vines can move super, super quickly. And one of the guys actually got his leg like all wrapped while sleeping. Like it just grew overnight around him all the way to his like private bits. But he had a cut in his leg, and it seems like the vine went inside. So I can see what people mean by like it can be really gross. To be fair, I don't mind. I kind of like it. But I must admit, twice last night when I was reading, I was waiting for my fiance to come back, and I'm reading, and it's like it talks about darkness, whatever, and my phone buzzed and it made me jump. And then this afternoon I was reading outside, and it's quite windy, and I could hear like my fence going up and down more and more, and I was like, this is like, it was giving me like a weird chill. And then all of a sudden I saw my neighbor, and I was like, gave me a scare. So definitely atmospheric book, especially if you're reading it in the evening. But we are currently on like amber, almost red alert when it comes to the heat. Apparently tomorrow is supposed to be 40 degrees. That has never happened in England before, so it is very muggy. So I can definitely feel that kind of sticky, out of breath jungle feeling that they have, which I think is such a great addition. Maybe like this at night would be even worse, but I don't think I'm going to sacrifice my sleep for this. That was a very long catch up, and like I said, I'm about 240 pages in, which that would make it, I want to say, yeah, just about halfway. I'm maybe 40% in or something like that. So I'm really excited. I still have a couple of hours before my fiance comes back home. So I will read now, and we will see how that goes. Okay, guys, let's ignore how red my face is. I literally just washed it. So I did not do many updates, and I feel like I need to practice that. But we are on 478 pages. So what has happened since the last time is they like, I don't want to spoil everything, but one, I'm kind of switching the way I usually talk about it. I usually like break down exactly what I've read, which I feel like for this book might not necessarily be great. So one, I wanted to say that people do say that it's quite graphic and like disgusting. Some of the things I felt like I could have tasted. Basically, I think the heat wave is not helping because I feel like I'm in like a muggy, hot, sticky situation anyways. So I think that's very on theme. Two, can we just take a lesson? And even if people tell you, please do not take a phone with you, oh, it's going to cost you too much or whatever, take your fucking phone with you. Take a phone, take a burner phone, because they are usually better than a, like, you know, when you're going to like somewhere in a jungle, take a phone, take a radio, take something, and let people know when are you supposed to be back. And if not, for them, even if you're just going for like a hike, I'll let them know. I was also watching reviews for The Troop, which I started. I just had no clue what was happening. So maybe I'll pick it back up. I do have on my Kindle, so I might just try to pick it back up, but I just didn't necessarily vibe with it as much. But same in there. They just did not take their phones. And it's like, what do you mean? What if there's an emergency? So I will be the rule breaker for all of us, guys. If we ever go anywhere, I will take the phone. Walkie-talkies, I will make a post. I would make sure that everyone knows. I just don't get it. How can you go somewhere in a jungle and just never take your phone? Even going on holidays not taking your phone is ridiculous. So that was it. I want to say that I understand why people said that it was so good and why people were like hyping it up, and I feel like maybe listening to it would have been better. Because I felt like in some places it's a little slow. I am still, I would say, I think I'm like 50 pages away from the end, which still hasn't finished. I see the eerie kind of situation. It takes so much to scare me. That's one. Two, it takes so much to gross me out because I've read some disgusting descriptive books. So I might do like when I have a fair few, I'll let you know. Like the graphic things don't necessarily like freak me out as much. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at. It was definitely different to what I expected, but I have this little bit to finish and I will check in with you guys when I'm done and give you my final thoughts. So, let's go. So, I am officially done. My thoughts, I didn't think that that's how it was going to end. I feel it's great that this is how it ended, and also the ending after the ending, what I would call such like a bittersweet ending. That's what I would call. Um, Nothing good, obviously, but I like it. I feel like I have a problem with like thrillers or like horror books that end well. Like it's so unrealistic. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I would give it about 4 stars. I'm sure you've already seen the review and stuff like that. But yeah, I think for now it's a 4 stars. It's a good read, especially if you're new to things like that. It wasn't enough gore for me, I think. But it was good. It was good. It wasn't 5 stars, but it was like 3.5, 4 stars for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what book I should read next and what you guys like to see. Do you like to see the actual plot and what I think about it, or do you just like to see like my reactions about the writing, which I'm not great at that. But so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a comment with which book I should watch next, read next, and until the next time, I will talk to you guys soon.